WWE has promised some big surprises as the company gears up for the NXT premiere on CW, as well as Bad Blood this coming weekend. We're going to tell you what exactly is behind this, what surprises could be on the horizon for the company, and why this week could be one of the biggest weeks in WWE this year. We're also going to talk about a big AEW talent who is set to return from injury soon and could find themselves involved in a pretty major angle upon their return. All that much more, everything you need to know right here in this video. So be sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Okay, let's get right into it. Talk about WWE surprises. So it looks like we are going to get some surprises, according to one Shawn Michaels, who of course is heading up NXT down there. He did an interview with Sports Illustrated where he said the following quote: "There are other big surprises coming down the pike. If you thought we were stacked before, you haven't seen anything yet." And that goes on both sides of the roster. So Shawn Michaels there, as NXT on CW is set to premiere this coming Tuesday night, has promised some pretty big surprises for the brand. And I don't think that's the only surprise we're going to get in NXT. I think we're going to get some potentially some major main roster surprises as well. But I'll talk about that later. Let's talk about NXT first. So there's been a lot of talk about these free agents who have been coming in and slowly debuting in NXT. There was Julia first, obviously, on the heels of Ethan Page, Shawn Spears, and others coming over. But you have Julia. We last week saw that Stephanie Vaquer, it looks like she is gearing up for her WWE debut, as she's going to challenge the winner of Roxanne versus Julia. And then you have other big names, most notably the Motor City Machine Guns, who have reportedly signed with WWE, and it looks like they will start on NXT. I've spoken about the Machine Guns at length before, but just in case you guys are wondering, one of the most decorated and successful tag teams outside of WWE ever. They are two of the most energetic and, quite frankly, influential tag teams of this past generation. And it looks like they could be in store for this major surprise that Shawn Michaels is bringing up. I also want to say that Michaels didn't just say there would be one surprise. He promised that there would be surprises. And with the first episode of NXT on CW premiering, we're also learning that NXT on CW, at least in the CW app, is rated TV 14, which was an interesting note that's been making the rounds about NXT and the type of programming we would see. WrestleVotes Radio also stated that we could be getting a bit of a rebrand on NXT. We might be getting more so of a metallic look, much like the Las Vegas Raiders logo. So that could be on the horizon in just a couple of days, as this is a new era of NXT. This is a new horizon for NXT. This is NXT, regardless of what it is and not being Fox or NBC or whatever. They are on CW. That is a major broadcast network television channel. So it is big for them to make a splash, make the product feel fresh, and I think a new logo would go a long way. This current logo they have, I actually kind of like. It's an like a kind of a combination of the NXT black and gold plus the NXT 2.0 logo, which y'all know how I feel about NXT 2.0. We ain't gonna say it, but I do think that, you know, this is just kind of part of making it fresh. And look, there could be other surprises as well in the works that we don't know of, but could be a major time for NXT. I certainly am one who, you know, really, the NXT product has grown on me, quite frankly, and I love it right now. I think that if we're talking about WWE TV, that is the most consistent product that WWE is putting out week to week. NXT is putting out a better product than Raw, a better product than SmackDown, in my view, and it is working, and it's getting a lot of these young people over and people that are coming from other companies as well. It feels exciting, and in many ways, it's capturing the essence of what NXT back in 2014, 2015 was supposed to be. So I'm happy about that, but we also have WWE Bad Blood coming up, and could be some major surprises there as the main event is set to be Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes versus the New Bloodlines, Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. Now, of course, this is being built up to be a big show, not only because it's the first time ever that Roman Reigns and Cody are going to be tag teaming together like this, but on top of that, it is in a city that is meaningful to both Roman and Cody. It is in a place where they both have history. Roman being a former Georgia Tech football player, played in Atlanta, right up the road from where this arena is that Bad Blood will be emanating from. And then Cody Rhodes, of course, being born, raised, and still living to this day in the Atlanta area. Like, this is going to be a pretty hot show in that respect. And I think there is a chance, and I'm not going to promise this, I'm not going to say, but I think there is a chance that we could get something special here. Because, as we know, War Games is coming up. We are gearing up towards the Q4, the end of the year. You want to build up War Games as this big thing? I think, and again, I'm just going to put it out there, I think having The Rock come out at the end, doesn't even need to say anything, doesn't need to do anything, but taking that spotlight away from Cody and Roman and refocusing this entire Bloodline storyline, because right now it is, quite frankly, kind of overplayed in many people's eyes. I think that ups the stakes. And then that way you can build up to a Survivor Series War Games match. It's essentially the new Bloodline led by Team Rock, and then, you know, the old Bloodline kind of coming together. We will see if that happens, but I do think that they got to have something big planned for that, because while ending that on a tag team match would be, you know, it would be fine. I think there's other things that could do to make that interesting, but we will see. Bad Blood, of course, is coming up next Saturday. I will try my best to go, but I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Ticket prices are pretty damn expensive. Luckily for you and me, we got SeatGeek to keep us ready to go and to keep our wallets in a much better place, because right now, using the promo code REALTAKE, if you guys sign up for SeatGeek, you get $20 off your first purchase. $20 off your first purchase by using the promo code REALTAKE. So if you're like me, you're trying to go to Bad Blood, and quite frankly, those ticket prices are making me scream internally, you can get a little bit of help by using the promo code REALTAKE when you sign up, and you get $20 off your first purchase. That not only is helpful to me, but it's really helpful to you guys, as I know wrestling ticket prices are really absorbent at this point, but this will definitely help you guys, whatever next show you're going to, whether it's Bad Blood, Raw, SmackDown, or hell, you're going to an AEW show, Dynamite, Wrestle Dream, whatever. $20 off your first purchase when you sign up for SeatGeek. SeatGeek's a great app. They rate everything from a 0 to 10 scale to let you know what kind of deal you're getting compared to the rest of the market for that arena. It's really great. Highly recommend you guys go check it out, download, use the link in the description for that. All right, now that that's out of the way, let's move on and talk about a major AEW return that could be on the horizon. Let's talk about Powerhouse Hobbs, who looks to be cleared. And Powerhouse Hobbs has been out of action for the past couple of months. He injured himself during an IWGP World Championship match with Jon Moxley on AEW Dynamite from Jacksonville. Has not been seen since late April, but it looks like he could be making a return. This according to FightfulSelect.com. Fightful Select Sean Ross Sapp has learned with Powerhouse Hobbs that Powerhouse Hobbs was cleared in the last few weeks to return to the ring. He's been out of action since the end of April with a knee injury during a match with Jon Moxley. He underwent surgery to repair the injury. Fightful Select had reported that Hobbs had been backstage at recent AEW tapings. We're told that he has undergone extensive in-ring testing ahead of being cleared, which has become the standard in AEW. As of now, he's awaiting creative plans. And this is like big because we are also doing this, and we're getting this news at the time where we just saw MVP come in, and one of the things that everyone's talking about online, if you watch Grand Slam, was there's a photo of Powerhouse Hobbs watching that segment specifically between MVP and Prince Nana at Grand Slam, just showing up in the crowd and like paying attention. And look, I've been to a couple of AEW shows. Powerhouse Hobbs is one of those guys who kind of comes out and like, you know, he'll peruse right around the hard cam side, you know, like make sure he's watching and seeing what's happening. Like he's just one of those guys who comes out. I think he likes the vibe of the crowd and all that kind of stuff. But that was interesting to me because obviously when he left, he did so while being a member of the Don Callis family. That, of course, to me, always felt like a weird fit for him. And it just never felt like he was a real part of that group. And in many ways, I think the group has kind of, Hobbs and the group have kind of moved past each other in that respect. And I think what the group is doing right now with Will Ospreay, with you know, Don Callis, Konosuke Takeshita, and Kyle Fletcher, I think that's kind of more of a controlled storyline. And I think like the end goal there is having Takeshita versus Ospreay for the international championship. So, I mean, outside of being the big guy, the muscle, what is Hobbs going to do here? But they have the potential here with Hobbs to add him into a storyline with two former world champions in Bobby Lashley and Swerve Strickland. That looks like it's going to be happening. Like I've spoken about this as well. Like, I don't think MVP comes in without Bobby Lashley. I think Wrestle Dreams, when they do it, that's just, I'm going to put it out there. That's not a prediction, spoiler, but like, I'm just going to put it out there. But I think having Hobbs like next to Lashley in that group, and then having Hobbs eventually turn on Lashley, like that could be a star-making moment for Will Hobbs. And like him taking that mantle as like the true powerhouse. He wants to prove that he's a powerhouse. Take out the biggest dude, the baddest dude, the former the belt collector in TNA. Take out Bobby Lashley. I think that storytelling could be great, and he could get, you know, like that could honestly kickstart a world championship level run for Will Hobbs. I truly believe like he's got that in him. Like the promos we haven't really seen from Hobbs, like he hasn't really gotten the chance on the stick, but I think putting him there in important storylines with prominent people, that is what's going to lead him to elevate him to the next level. That's what I would do. We'll see if that ends up happening, but it is really good to see Will Hobbs back into the fold. I am a huge fan of Will Hobbs. I have been for the last couple of years, ever since I saw him on AEW Dark. I think this dude has everything you would want to be a star. I really hope AEW does the right thing with him, though. We'll see if that ends up happening, but shout out to him for recovering from that injury. And shout out to y'all. Be sure, if you haven't already done so, to leave a like, a comment. Let me know what you guys think about Will Hobbs returning. Who do you want him to see? Who do you want to see him face? Do you want to see him go and rejoin the Don Callis family? Do you want to see him join up with MVP? Do you want to see him do something else? Let me know in the comment section. Also, let me know what big surprises WWE could be planning over the next week. Until next time, I'm Omer Q for Real Take Wrestling. Be happy, be healthy, and as always, keep it real.